Hey folks, Sean Pierce here with Century 21 United Realty. Thank you for being here with me in my bedroom slash content shooting location. This is one of my favorite spots to shoot because I got a big window here to my right. I know you can't see it, but the sun's beaming in. It's March 2025 as I'm shooting this. Winter, I think, is over. I don't want to jinx it, but I believe it's over. As I'm looking out the window, the snow's melting. I can see grass. Good things are on the way. Renewals on the way. Good, potentially good real estate news is on the way. I mean, I'm sometimes optimistic to a fault, but I do have a market report here that we're going to cover today. We're going to go over the data from the calendar month of February 2025 in the city of Peterborough. And I'll do that as fast and efficiently as I can. And then we're going to expand out, look a little bit at some of the factors that are impacting real estate locally, nationally, globally. Obviously, I'm not an expert on all of these topics, but I don't think anybody out there who's watching this video will be surprised by these topics that I'm bringing up. And, they're things that I'm hearing on the streets. And that's my job with this video, is to report the market data and to have a little fun while I'm doing it, and to, bring our attention to some of these issues that are impacting real estate in Peterborough and beyond. So with that being said, I'm going to jump right into this presentation. So I'm going to make my face a little bit smaller. There's my title page. So again, my name is Sean Pierce. I'm with Century 21 here in Peterborough. This is the February 2025 market report for the city of Peterborough. Okay. So technical difficulty right off the bat. Okay, this is an overview of the total number of sales for February 2025 in the city of Peterborough. Top left-hand corner there, you'll see that there were 59 sales in the city of Peterborough. So the diagram there outlines the city of Peterborough limits to the north, south, east, west. And 59 sales is a little bit lower than it should have been. When you compare it year over year to February 2024, the volume of sales, so number of houses sold, is actually down 33%. So, everybody's got a theory as to why this is. I'm not going to get into my theory on it right now, but number of sales are down in the city of Peterborough with 59 sales in the city. Average price in the city of Peterborough is floating somewhere around 600,000. You'll see that on the third line down, third column over. I've seen other reports that point to it being just under 600,000, but this data is never completely razor sharp. There's often little variances between different sources and different reports. So average price is somewhere around 600,000. You can see the percentage difference, fourth line down, is just speaking to the sold price versus the list price. And if you're looking at 99% of list price being the average, what that should tell you, if you're considering buying in the city of Peterborough, is that when you're looking at a property on realtor.ca, you should be able to buy it a touch under list price generally, again, based on this average number. And in some cases, a fair bit under. Like if you look at the column second from the right that says low, and you go down to the percentage difference, you'll see that there was at least a few properties that sold a little closer to 90 or 92% of the list price ratio. So that's something to be aware of, but just wanted to bring your attention to that. And that's really it that we need to go over for the city of Peterborough. 59 sales, average price 600,000. If you go to the bottom right corner, you see the column there just going through the types of home, being townhouses, condos, detached homes, semi-detached homes. As always, detached home sales take up the bulk of the residential sales here in the city of Peterborough each and every month. So there's your overview for the city of Peterborough. Now, if we jump up to the north end, so this is also known as the North Crest District, 16 sales in the north end. Average price is 666,000. And, again, the trend continues with the percentage of list price to sale ratio right at 99%. And, I guess the other relevant factor that we can look at here is like days on market. What's it taking on average to sell your home in the city of Peterborough in early 2025? You can see that in the north end, The average is about 27 days to sell your house. So that's from the day the for sale sign goes in the lawn to the day that the property is technically sold firm. So, there may be a conditional period in there as well. Like we're seeing a lot more finance inspection and sale of buyer's property conditions on purchases and sales. So, but 27 days total on average to get your house from for sale sign in the lawn to technically, sold. And again, the home type and the home style there on the bottom right, 12 of those 16 homes were detached homes, and the rest looks like it was townhouse and condo inventory. So there's your North Crest, North End, Peterborough report. Moving on to the South End. 14 sales in the South End of City of Peterborough in the month of February 2025. Average price in the South End was just over $525,000. And again, the list to sold price ratio continues actually in the South End, just getting a little bit over 100% for your list to sale price ratio. So again, if you're looking on realtor.ca at properties for sale in the South End, it seems that most agents here in town are pricing their homes pretty accurately, and the homes are actually selling at or very close to those list prices. Average days on market in the South End, 25 days. Again, detached homes make up the majority of the number of homes sold. So 12 of the 14 homes sold in the South End were detached homes. So there's your South End Peterborough market report for Feb 2025. Moving on to the downtown. So Central Downtown District. Now, very few sales there in the month of February, 5 sales total. Average sale price under $400,000. Like this is something that would have amazed many people back when the market was super hot in COVID times. But $397,000 is the average sale price in the downtown core, Central District. List to price ratio, sold price ratio continues at 100%. And it takes about 25 days to sell your house in the Central Downtown District. And very few, like, small data set to work with here, but 3 detached homes sold and 2 attached or townhouse type properties sold in February 2025. East End. So moving on to the Ashburnham District, 11 sales in the month of February 2025. Average sold price $610,000, just over that. And your list to sale price ratio on average is about 98%. So again, when you're looking at list prices in the East End, it appears that majority of homes are selling at or close to the price as advertised. Days on market, on average, it took to sell your home in the East End 38 days on market from for sale sign on the lawn to sold sign on that sign, 38 days. And again, detached homes make up the bulk of sales in the East End, with 7 detached homes sold, 3 condos, and 1 apartment / townhouse, attached row / townhouse property sold. Okay. West End. So 13 homes sold in the West End of Peterborough in February 2025. Average sold price, this appears to be the highest average sold price in the city of Peterborough when you're looking at it by end. So $673,000 approximately would be the average sale price of a house in the West End. List to sale price ratio continues. Properties are selling on average at about 98% of the advertised list price. And it took 32 days on average to sell your West End home in February 2025. 10 of the 13 homes sold were detached homes, 1 condo townhouse, and 2 condo apartments. So again, the trend with detached homes being sold, taking up the majority of the properties sold, continues across all the ends of town. Okay. Now let's rip through this quick. I know we're already 9 minutes into this video, but every month, every quarter, every year, the real estate market has different trends and different factors that impact the real estate market. And, I can certainly say over the past 3-4 years, I have not had 2 quarters that are the same. Certainly haven't had 2 years that are the same. It seems like every time we get to a sense of normalcy, or we get that good feeling of having feeling the earth under our feet, something rocks it, something shakes it up, and there's no change in that. So change continues to be a factor in the real estate market here in Peterborough. In February, we had a bunch of stuff going on politically, economically, and globally that are impacting our local real estate market. I'll speak to a couple of those things really quick because, again, I'm not an expert on the topic, but they are certainly topics that are coming up consistently in my conversations. So here we go. Rapid fire real estate trends. Let's do it. So Peterborough region. So what I've done here is I've taken the city of Peterborough and I've expanded it out to include the county of Peterborough, which includes a lot of neighboring communities, the Kawartha Lakes, north, south, east, west of Peterborough. There's all kinds of smaller towns that surround the city of Peterborough. This data encompasses the entire Peterborough region. So what we have here is a 3-year graph looking at sales January to December each year and the average sale price within each of those years. So if you look at 2023, things started out in January, typical climb up to April, which is kind of April, May, spring market. Bit of a dip down in May, kicks up over the summer, and then trends way down at the end of the year of 2023. So average sale price kind of starting and finishing pretty close to each other, I should say. That was the calendar year of 2023, which is 2 years ago now. Like time's really flying here. Then if you look at the light blue line, you have the average sale price for 2024. So essentially starting and finishing in the same approximate range, but you have your ups and downs throughout the year. Now, here's why I included this slide. When you look at the average sale price and the start of 2025, so January, and we need to see this line continue through February, there's quite an uptick, like a sharper angle from low to high. And, there's no way that trend will continue through the entire calendar year because it would be off the charts, right? So what we'll likely see is this number kind of putts along. And again, depending on a lot of national political, economic factors, we should see that number likely continue the trend of these other 2 years, which is it's going to start and finish somewhere close to the same level, but we will have our ups and downs throughout the year for sure. So there's the average sale price in Peterborough region, which again, city of Peterborough average sale price was floating around 600,000. When you incorporate the region, you incorporate a lot more like waterfront properties, recreational properties that kind of pull the average price up. So you can see that the average price in the region is actually sitting just below 750,000. So there's that. Active listings in Canada. So check this out. This actually goes back to the 90s. Oh, the 90s. Good times. Good times. And you can see inventory of homes for sale is starting to rebuild here in Canada. So you have your ups and downs through the early 2000s. Same thing, 2010 to 2020. Then you have this massive dip, which I can't really attribute to too much other than the pandemic and other factors, but I would say mainly the pandemic. And then we have this somewhere around 2022, 2023, we start to uptick in terms of inventory of homes for sale here in Canada. So, it's trending upwards. Having options to choose from on the buying end is a good thing. Being in a little bit more of a balanced market, I think, is a good thing because, sellers aren't, they're not in too strong of a position like during COVID where all you had to do was put a for sale sign in the lawn and the house was sold debatably at, an inflated price. Or the other extreme, which is nothing's selling. Like I think this inventory coming back is and again, this is data that spreads across the entire country of Canada. So seeing inventory come back and homes for sale, approaching more of a balanced market, I think is a healthy thing. And we need to get back to some level of normalcy in in being able to predict what is actually happening in the real estate market here in Peterborough and beyond. So there's that story. This might be the biggest story from February 2025. So, a lot of tariff talk around the water cooler, a lot of questions about this. I've heard this guy's name one too many times this month, and I'm not going to get too deep into my opinions or my beliefs on why this is all happening, but it is happening. And Trump is well, I said his name. He's in office, and there are neighbors to the south, and there appears to be some friction going on between Canada and the U.S. at the moment. And again, without getting into too much detail on this, it appears that these tariffs, if they do get implemented and they do stay in place over any period of time, it's going to put a lot of pressure on the Bank of Canada to adjust interest rates to accommodate for some of the inflation that may be created by these tariffs. So, and again, there's just so many layers to this. But there's also so much information available if you want to educate yourself on this topic. There's amazing podcasts out there. There's amazing resources online, and obviously you always got to check your sources and make sure that you're listening to reliable, factual information. But for the sake of this report, no question, February 2025, Trump coming into office, announcing pretty heavy tariffs and trades becoming more difficult between our two countries. It's having an impact in many industries, but when it comes to the Bank of Canada, it seems that there's going to be a continued pressure for them to continue to drop rates, and we'll see how that goes over the next few months. Okay, so Justin Trudeau's out, Mark Carney's in. Big question mark. Let's see what happens. I got nothing to say. February was so snowy. I've lived in Peterborough for a couple of decades of my life. The other couple decades I lived in Toronto. But these are actual photos that I took at one of our team's listings and at an open house that I hosted earlier in the month. 6-foot snowbanks. Like I was driving my car through weather and through icy, snowy conditions that my car is not built for. And as a result of that, I'm buying a new car this month. There was no accident. There was nothing bad that happened. Just I need something that can handle these Canadian winters. So I'm moving on. But February was a crazy snowy month. And as you can see in the bottom right corner, that snow's starting to melt. As I sit here today, it's early March that I'm shooting this, and I can see grass outside. But holy, that was really intense for the month of February. Check your downspouts, folks. The snow's melting. Keep your basements as dry as you can. Good warmer weather is on the way. Okay. Now, in this report, I spoke to the volume of sales, so 59 sales in the city of Peterborough, and I am able to get into greater detail on exactly which homes sold on exactly which streets and for exactly what price. So if you're out there thinking like, oh, I got a house on Rogers Street in East City, or I got a house on Bernardo in the North End, or I got a house on, Tully in the West End, or Cameron Street in the South End, I might as well round this out. Bethune in the downtown core. I have access to this information, and I can use that information to inform you on what your home may be worth. And that information just can't be shared in this public forum like on YouTube, because people's privacy is important. I always try to respect it. But if you'd like to have a one-to-one conversation with me about specifically what sales matter to you and your neighborhood, whether you're buying, selling, or investing, I do have access to ultra detail, and I'm happy to jump on a call or speak further with you if that information would be helpful. Okay, so and if you want to get on my email list, I send out reports based on each end of town every month. Most human beings buy a house like every, 4 to 8 years. In the between time, I believe it's important to stay informed on what's happening because real estate markets and trends can change a lot over 4 to 8 years, right? So if you want to know what's going on in your neighborhood every month, you can shoot me a note, message me here, and I'll get you on my email list. There's no fancy sales pitches or back end, catches here. It's really just sharing information. And then the win that I get out of doing these reports is I get to become an expert on the market. I study this stuff every month. I know pretty much every house on every street that's sold, and it comes in handy when I'm dealing with my buyer, seller, investor clients because I just know it off the top of my head. So if you want that information, just reach out. Happy to share it. So team appreciation post. So my team, the Tamer Kumar and Associates real estate team, obviously our team leader there, Tamer in the middle. I'm the manager of the team at the moment. And, I don't say at the moment to chuckle. I just say I am now. It's a big job. We got a lot of reps on our team. From left to right, we got Megan Curtis, Tom Reburn, Mitch Cleary, Tamer Kumar, Brianna Burkett, Logan McRae, and myself. We were, through our results and through our efforts, we were the top team at Century 21 here in Peterborough for the month of February 2025. I'm really proud of that. And I don't share that in any way to gloat. I share that because if you're out there wondering or considering working with an agent or with a team, I think it's really important, especially in a real estate market like this where success is not guaranteed. It's really important that you align yourself with the right realtor and or the right real estate team to make sure that your next real estate transactions are handled with care and handled with skill. Because one good real estate transaction can change the whole trajectory of your life, financially and in terms of where you live and where you operate. One bad real estate transaction, or let's say even two or three, can really put you in a tough spot. So there's a lot of volatility with pricing and a lot of volatility in the real estate market right now. Make sure you're aligning yourself with the right realtors and or the right real estate team to look out for your best interests. I'm not saying it has to be me or has to be our team, but I will say I believe we are highly qualified, highly active in today's market, and we're always honored to help people out who are looking to get things done in the real estate world. So congrats to my team for February 2025. Again, my name is Sean Pierce. I am a real estate agent. I am so happy the winter is over. Thank you for sticking with me through this whole video. If you have follow-up questions with me, my contact information is here. My socials, I'm easy to find. It's Sean with a U. If you're trying to type it in and you can't find me, SHAUN. And I'm out there and I'm doing these reports every month with the best intentions, just to be of service to my clients and to my community. And if you've watched this whole video, you're a trooper. Thanks for sticking there with me for the whole 24 minutes. I look forward to possibly hearing from you in the future. But thanks for watching, and wishing everybody out there all the best in the rest of 2025. Okay.